Hey, I'm Mike Slater, host of the podcast Politics by Faith, filling in for the great Bill O'Reilly. It's Thursday, October 27th, 2022. You're listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Republicans gain momentum before the midterm vote. 70% of workers look for extra employment to offset high prices. A report ranks the cities with the worst inflation, and a survey lists the most affordable states in the country. Also coming up, the message of the day. But first, voters now rank illegal immigration and crime the biggest issues heading into the midterms. With less than 2 weeks until the final vote, Republicans are favored to win the key races in Ohio, Georgia, now Nevada, Florida, Texas, and even Pennsylvania. Liberal Oregon may elect its first conservative governor since 1982. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is now in a dead heat against the Republican Lee Zeldin. It's beautiful. Andrew Cuomo won that race by 24 points just 4 years ago. And now a Republican may turn New York red. A report from Bank of America finds 7 in 10 Americans are looking for extra work to offset high prices. 71% say their current salaries are not keeping up with inflation. The average weekly grocery bill is up 66% compared to last year. Jeez. Energy costs are up 100%. 9 in 10 workers have made significant changes to their spending habits in the last 6 months. The average family has lost $6,000 in purchasing power. Now, Bloomberg Magazine ranked the cities hardest hit by inflation. It's Houston, followed by Baltimore, Miami, Atlanta, and the biggest increase is Phoenix. Inflation in Arizona went from 2% to 13% in the last 24 months. The cost of groceries in Phoenix jumping 15% compared to last summer. Gas prices are up 54%. Now, on the flip side, U.S. News and World Report listed the most affordable places to live. Places are judged by inflation, housing costs, taxation, and income. The top 5 starts with Arkansas, followed by Alabama, Oklahoma, Kansas, and the least expensive state in the union, Mississippi. All red states. The average home price there is $200,000. What? Groceries are 20% cheaper than the national average, and gas prices are among the lowest in America. Coming up on the O'Reilly Update, the message of the day, that hard work ethic that we used to have in America, where is it? First of all, where'd it come from and where'd it go? We'll talk about that next.
Chilly house, with prices of gas rising, you are hesitant to increase the thermostat. My friends at Eden Pure have now solved that. Recently, they sent me their Gen 40 superheater. In a few minutes, my room was heated nicely, and the infrared heater is guaranteed to start saving you money on your heating bills as soon as you turn it on. Deborah tells us, quote, "The Gen 40 heats quickly. I have electric baseboard heat, which is very expensive. Eden Pure heaters are my source of heat," unquote. It's obviously more economical. In fact, Eden Pure is having a hard time keeping the product in stock due to the astonishing demand. Now you can get $50 off the sale price when you use discount code BILL50. And with heating bills expected to increase big this winter, you should hurry. So please go to EdenPure.com, EdenPure one word, and put in discount code BILL50 to get $50 off. That's EdenPure.com, discount code BILL50 for a $50 savings. Shipping is free.
Hey, it's Mike Slater, host of the podcast Politics by Faith, filling in for Bill O'Reilly. Now it's time for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. I can't stop thinking about that coal miner at the Kentucky basketball game. On my podcast, we talk about the eternal principles, the ancient paths, as it says in Jeremiah 6:16. Hard work used to be one of those ancient paths in this country. But where is it today? Where is that hard work? All I see are help wanted signs everywhere. Where'd all the people go? It means there's more people on welfare than ever before, which was unfathomable to do such a thing. Frederick Douglass was born a slave, worked in the salt mines as a kid, hiked 100 miles to a city where he thought there was a school that he could go to. And when he finally got there, he had no money for food. So he went to the docks and he asked someone, not for money, but if he could work to earn his breakfast. Never asked for money, no handout, never crossed his mind. Of course he would work to earn food. Where did that culture of hard work come from? Well, it came from the English Reformation. See, in medieval times, the clergy made a distinction between sacred places up here and secular places down there. And then the English Reformation of the 1500s broke that division. So now everyone could connect with God. Everyone could read scripture. It wasn't in Latin. It was now in English. And every place was holy, including your job, no matter what it was. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. touched on this. He said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as a Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. And not only was every place holy, but everything you did was seen as a form of worship. I was just in Montrose, Colorado. I was giving a speech at a pro-life center. Salt of the earth people. And the guy who picked me up from the airport, Steve, he's retired now, but he used to fix copy machines and fax machines. And he hated his job. And he hated one of his clients in particular, Jim. And he was complaining to his wife. And his wife said, Steve, it's not Jim's copy machine you're fixing. It's Jesus's copy machine. Now listen, you can scoff at that silly line. But do you see what she's saying? That represented something that we used to have in this country, that all your work is sacred and all of your work is an act of worship to God, and all of your work should be done to the best of your ability all the time. I'm not saying you got to be a Christian. I'm telling you, this was our American ethos of hard work, and that's where it came from. So whose copy machine is it? And I say all this to tell you about Michael McGuire. Michael McGuire works in a coal mine in Kentucky, and he rushed home from work. He didn't have time to take a shower, covered in soot from head to toe. And he took his 3-year-old boy to a Kentucky basketball game. And someone took a picture, and the head coach, Coach Calipari, saw it. His grandfather used to work in a Kentucky coal mine. And the coach offered him free tickets to the next game. And I just think that, I was like, yes, that's the hard work we used to have. Is it fun to work in the coal mines? Probably not. But it's meaningful, and he's providing for his family, and that's what matters. And I just think, thank goodness that our colonists had that culture of hard work, which they got from the English Reformation and brought to the New World. And thank goodness our founders had it too. If the generations before us didn't have that hard work culture, we wouldn't be here today. And unless we start embracing that culture of coal miner McGuire again, where will we be tomorrow? Something you might not know. Coming up next.
Bill O'Reilly here. As you have probably heard, I recently started a new weekly program called Shock and Awe, exclusively on Vidgo. Now, I want to share more exciting news. Right now, right this moment, when you sign up for Vidgo, you'll also get a copy of my new book, Killing the Legends, free. But that's not all. Vidgo will give you $15 off each month of your premium Vidgo subscription. Now, to sign up for Vidgo and get your free book and discount, please go to vidgo.com/BillBook. I'll remind you again, when you sign up now for Vidgo, you will get a free copy of Killing the Legends and $15 off your monthly premium Vidgo subscription. Vidgo doesn't have just my program. They have all kinds of live sports, news, and entertainment program that you want. Please go to vidgo.com/BillBook. Sign up today.
Hey, it's Mike Slater filling in for Bill O'Reilly. Now it's time for something you might not know. For every president in his first term, that first midterm election, his party gets crushed. It just always happens. The only exception is George W. Bush, but that was right after 9/11. Ronald Reagan, his first midterm, the Republicans in the House lost 26 seats. Bill Clinton, his first midterm election, the Democrats lost 52. Barack Obama, his first midterm, the Democrats lost 63 seats. Donald Trump, his first midterm, the Republicans lost 40. So this is just what happens. It always has. So the Democrats, of course, are going to lose the House, probably the Senate, and it shouldn't be a surprise. The only surprise will be if the Democrats lose fewer than 40 seats, because the economy is a lot worse today than it was in any of those other years. And the economy is all anyone cares about. The Democrats tried to make this election about January 6th and abortion, but No one cares. It's the economy, crime, and the border. Now, what do all three of those things have in common? Well, I think they all fall under the umbrella of chaos. People just feel that things are off, that things are wrong. Most people can't articulate it. Right? That's why pollsters ask the question, do you think things are moving in the right direction? And I've seen polls that say only 13% of people think things are moving in the right direction. So people just feel that we're off, but can't articulate it. It's no different than if you go to the mechanic and the mechanic says, hey, what's wrong with the car? And you're like, well, I don't know. It's like a grinding and crunching sort of noise with the brakes. Very few people go to the mechanic and say, oh yeah, my brake pads are so worn that the rotor disc and caliper are rubbing against each other. You can't articulate it. You go to the doctor's like, hey, what's wrong? You're like, a bit nauseous. Mostly my stomach feels like a burning kind of feeling. Very few people will say, oh, I got a peptic ulcer, doc. I need amoxicillin to get rid of the H. pylori bacterium. And it's the same with politics. Very few people can articulate the symptoms of our country right now. But it's sort of like a grinding or a crunching and a nausea and burning. It just feels not right. It's too much chaos. And people are rightfully blaming the Democrats. So what does Biden do? Well, he just did an interview with a transgender TikTok star and said it's immoral to not surgically remove the body parts of transgender kids. What? The Democrats deserve to lose. The question is, can the Republicans make it right? More coming up.
Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now. 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD. Or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532.
Thank you, Bill, for letting me fill in. If you like Bill O'Reilly, you'll like my podcast, Politics by Faith. Please give it a subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.